Alright, so it's been a while. Haven't made a video in quite a while, but I have really wanted to do this video series forever. Playing the Saboteur, which is a game from I believe around 2005 or so. And it is by far my favorite game, and I think it's the greatest game ever made. So really wanted to do a playthrough of it. I already did a review of it, but time to actually play the game. Alright, and then one thing that's going to be new for me is I've never done it on Feckin Hard. So we're going to try that. Now this game's not exactly easy in and of itself, but we'll see what playing the hardest difficulty adds to it. Alright, let's get into it. I love these background screens too. Just the visual style in general of this game is fantastic. Now, I turned off the nudity. One of the big selling points of this game was you could buy DLC so that these ladies were all naked. You can see nipple, but with it off, it's just still pretty much naked, just those little pasties. Not leaving much to the imagination. Those mid-2000s booby graphics. So this game is set in World War II, Nazi-occupied France. If you're not familiar with it at all, I'd suggest you go check out the review that I did of it. I'll link it in the description, but it gives you a pretty good rundown of what the game's all about. And I try to stay away from any spoilers in the review too, so you can check that out before playing. Alright, and there's our main guy, Sean.
Is this seat taken?
I'm not looking for company.
You're in Paris, my friend. In this city, no one drinks alone. So, what are we celebrating?
We aren't. But if you're keen to get your teeth kicked in, I'll be happy to oblige.
I'd have thought you were too busy kicking yourself. With good reason, I'm sure.
What's it to you?
You think you're the only man in Paris hoping to drown a guilty conscience? This city is filled with men like us. We all have good reasons. I've been watching you these past weeks. I have seen that you have no love for the Nazis. The question is, how many more people will die at the hands of these jackbooted killers while you sit there cowering like a whipped dog? You're mad enough to break that bottle over my head, but you won't lift a finger to help these people, eh?
This isn't my country.
Oh, did you abandon your conscience at the border? Does the need for justice end at some line drawn on a map?
Aye, if it's a map of Ireland. You Frenchmen have unrealistic expectations.
Open your eyes! The war is all around us. You can't escape it. You can hide here and leave the fighting to braver men. Or you can walk out that door and do what must be done. The choice is yours.
Keep it down. That sort of talk will get us both a bullet in the back of the head.
I intend to do more than talk. There is a courtyard around the corner. Meet me there when you are ready to stop hiding.
Alright, and thus the game begins. So it says it's your choice, and then the first objective is exit the bell, so I guess we gotta do it. It's pretty funny actually if you run on the stage in the cabaret. The people freak out. Little stuff like that I appreciate. Alright, let's get out into it. And now we're about to see my favorite aspect of this game as soon as this loading screen is done. And that is this. The atmosphere, the environment, the art style. Just, this game looks so cool. Especially when the palette starts changing colors away from that Sin City desaturated except for the red look. But we'll get into that later. Let's go see what's up with Luke.
I see you're a man who'd rather die on his feet than live on his knees.
I'd rather the Krauts did the dying.
Excellent. There is a German fuel depot down the street. 5,000 barrels of precious petrol, guarded by a handful of half-drunk supply clerks.
Sounds like one hell of a fire hazard.
My thoughts exactly.
We'll need something to get the fireworks started.
I know a place where we can get what we need. But first I must know. Are you prepared to kill if necessary?
I see it. These Nazi bastards bought their own tickets to hell. I'm just laying out the welcome mat.
All right.
That's my car there.
I'll drive.
So I'm going to let all the dialogue and all that, you know, the cutscenes play out. I'm going to assume that you haven't played this game or haven't played it in a long time.
Let's
All
get
right.
moving.
So
Where we
I'm
headed?
going to back that camera up a bit. You can do first person, real close, and then a little farther. I can't drive with it any closer than this.
I handled a bombshell once. Turned out she was married.
This is serious.
All right, keep your knickers on. I know what I'm doing.
A lot of those stupid ass little one-liners. There's a cheese factor to this game that adds a little charm to it, I think.
Look at these fucking Nazis everywhere, infesting my beautiful city like cockroaches.
They certainly made themselves at home.
It's time to show them a different kind of hospitality.
Oof, the driving takes a little getting used to. I'm gonna have to refresh myself on how to drive in this game. There's a power slide button that's insanely powerful. You gotta get used to counter steering, and it adds a lot of fun though. Very easy to hit people and Nazis in the streets. You end up ragdolling them pretty good.
The supply cache is down that alley. Let's go. Look at those spineless jackals. I can't stand it anymore.
Whoa, steady, mate. Let's just get what we came for.
Espèce d'enfroid du merde!
Christ, here we go.
Alright, I'm gonna go fight some Nazis. Goomba Stomp.
What the fuck was all that about?
Not now.
Alright, so we get into
Let's go.
perks. Now, we'll get into perks a little bit more later, but a lot of different types of challenges you can do, and they give you, you know, like this, reduced recoil, new types of guns, and all that. So this is kind of a cool aspect of the game we'll get into. For now, though, so this one's knock out 2 Nazis, unlock a haymaker attack. We'll worry about that later.
The crates are up there, but we need to be careful. The supply cache is a restricted area.
Oh, aye. Was that you being careful back in the alley?
I lost my temper. It won't happen again.
See that it doesn't. I didn't leave a nice warm bar just to get me head blown off.
If we are spotted near the crates, the Germans will attempt to sound the alarm.
Then we'll have to get rid of that lookout first.
Yes, you should be able to find hand and footholds on the surface of that building. Climb up there and throw
So if
that
you couldn't
Nazi
tell, this is
piece
kind of like
from
the tutorial
roof
mission
when I
before
move it on
the
ground.
prologue.
Can you do that?
It's a piece of piss.
I do not know this phrase.
Not difficult,
means
but
yes.
kind of shows you the mechanics you need to know. So one of the major mechanics here, a lot of stealth, is the ability to climb buildings. Very Assassin's Creed-esque. You can see it highlights the next ledge you can grab, and you can hit A to choose to go to that ledge or a different ledge. Pretty intuitive. Alright. So we're going to sneak up on this fuck. And then... boop!
Help me, Irishman.
Alright, now we go down
Allow them to sound the alarm.
and fight these fucks.
Now let's see what kind of party
Mine
favors
eye.
these Krauts brought for us.
Break open those
That's kind of the
crates.
cheesiness I was talking about. Silly ass little like German phrases and people getting ragdolled, and
Those explosives will do nicely.
Definitely
Just
keeps it
remember to
entertaining.
save at least one charge for the fuel depot. Let's get back to the car.
nothing like making fun of Nazis. That's not conspicuous.
How are you feeling, Irishman?
I'm anxious to get the real show started.
Ah, most men would have lost their nerve by now. Tell me, my friend, what were you doing in Ireland before you came to my country?
I was a mechanic. Not that it's any of your business.
A mechanic, eh? Well, the Resistance could use a good mechanic.
I didn't know there was a resistance in Paris.
That's about to change. After tonight, the Nazis will have a new enemy to fear.
Alright.
The depot is just up ahead.
We'll need to create a diversion to get past that gate.
The Nazis are trained to investigate the sound of gunshots or an explosion. Use that to your advantage. 10 pounds of high explosive on that truck should get their attention.
Aye, that'll do.
Start by climbing that building. Once you're on the roof, keep your head down and wait until the truck explodes. Then, use that telephone wire to cross the street into the fuel depot. While the soldiers are distracted, move in quickly and place a charge on the primary storage tank.
I'll meet you by the gate when it's done.
Watch your ass, Irishman.
Alright. So we got to get up to the top of this guy. Wait for Luke to do his distraction, then we'll just sneak in, blow it up, sneak out. Ideally. Now this is more of a walkthrough than a playthrough, I'd say. Considering how many times I've done this game, I kind of know what works and what doesn't. So it's like a hybrid play walkthrough. Alright, so wait for him to set that charge. We don't need to sit there and watch it explode, so we'll just skip that cinematic and get ready to hear the explosion. Then we'll go. There's our cue.
Time to leg it.
Alright. So the yellow circles on the map is the Nazis' area of awareness. So if you're in there and they see you, you're kind of insta-spotted. So we just got to avoid those yellow dots and we're all set. Alright, place that, light it, get out of the blast radius. Now there's an exit right here, but that's not really the best way to get out because you'll have to run by the Nazis and then you'll have the issue of them chasing you and all that. So we'll stay out here. You can see the color change happening for the first time. How it goes from being black and white, now it's in full color, even though it's nighttime. Alright, so we're still out of those yellow spheres, yellow circles of them being able to spot. But there's a nice little box right here we can climb up and get out real easy. That I never knew about until 4th or 5th time I played through this. And there we go, not even spotted. So we'll pick up Luke from the corner. And hightail it out of here.
Tonight we change the course of history, my friend.
Well, all we did is blow up a petrol station. Though I must admit it, that fireball did make a pretty picture.
You are wrong, Irishman. Something has changed. It is in the air. Can you not feel it?
Well, now that you mention it.
It is just the beginning. We will push back the darkness. Free this. Get some rest, my friend. We will have much to do in the days ahead.
Oh, aye. If by that you mean a sweet brunette and a glass of whiskey.
Enjoy your reward, Irishman. You earned it. I owe you a drink.
Alright, so that is the tutorial mission. Kind of giving you just a quick rundown of some of the basic Saboteur aspects of the game. As far as the whole color change thing, you see now that it's in full color, not in that, you know, neo-noir look. That's actually a really cool thing because what it represents is how much influence Nazis have in a certain area. So the areas in full color have little to no Nazi influence. And then the areas that are black and white are heavy Nazi influence. So it's kind of oppressive and dreary. And when you're driving from one to the other, the transitions are actually pretty seamless. So it really adds a lot to the game. It's a really unique aspect of this game. Alright, so we got to go back in the WWII. And that should start the prologue mission. So this wasn't the prologue, this is just the tutorial. And all these girls got their boobies covered up with little stars, you know. Alright, so once I go into here, into the room, it's going to go ahead and start the prologue mission. So I'll end it here. Nice, quick first video. Future videos will probably be a little bit longer, obviously, because this was just a quick little mission. But nice introduction to the Saboteur. And hope you tune in for the rest of the series. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next one.